Hello students, welcome to EasyElimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. So dear students, welcome back to that is Parliament of Alls analysis. Remember the author is Adipo Sidang. And in this episode, we are going to look at that is act summaries, starting with the first act, Act 1, plot summary. So before we get into that, just as a reminder, Parliament of Alls is a play that is having a total of 5 acts, but that is the fourth act, act number 4, is divided into 2 scenes. So in Act 4, we have scene 1 and scene 2, but we have a total of that is a total of 5 acts. So about Act 1 plot summary, dear students. So Act 1 is about that is the massacre, and again a conversation between Osogo and that is the Alls propaganda campaign. So the play opens at sunset with sounds of birds, the hooting of owls, twittering, and other bird noises, followed by the playing of a flute. So the rising curtain reveals the flute player is Osogo, the weaver bird. He is playing a mourning song, probably mourning the recent death of his 33 friends who we learn were killed by the Alls in recent Weaver massacre. That cunning bird has right to life. So Red String, a male owl with a protruding stomach, steadily approaches him. Osogo notices him and announces his departure, accusing the owl of breaking the same rules the Parliament of Alls has created. Apparently, the rules states that owls should appear after dark, but it isn't even dusk yet. Redstring apologizes to Osogo for the latter having been caught in the recent wave in which his friend, that we later learn there was a massacre of weaverbirds, died. So Osogo insists that the bird had a right to life, to which Redstring says that rights come with responsibilities. Osogo wonders when speaking the truth became synonymous with irresponsibility and promises Redstring that change is soon coming. So Redstring says that owls have the right to rule because they have the largest eyes. Besides, they protect the birds from the other dangerous animals, such as the snakes. So Osogo accuses the owls of killing the daybirds and only passing laws that favor the owls. He adds that the owls use animals such as python to punish the daybirds. So Python is the hangman for birds condemned by the Parliament of Alls. So we also have that is another character, that is Telltale, the woodpecker. So Telltale enters and is surprised to see Redstring since it isn't dusk yet. But Redstring claims that being the king's advisor, he is free to make technical appearances anywhere in the bird kingdom. Osogo leaves, accusing Red Spring of making and breaking laws. So Telltale also protests when Red String Owl tries to send her. She says she has to protest with the other birds because owls are looting and setting other animals upon them to steal their eggs. So both listen to owls twittering, then Redstring drops the bombshell. So the owls are about to pass another law which pushes supervision hours forward from 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it restricts noise and movement after 6 p.m. So owls are exempt from this law. Remember, they are the lawmakers, hence Parliament of Alls. So Telltale is to inform the other birds about the new law, lying that it has been necessitated by the Alls learning of an imminent attack on the kingdom. So another thing is that this law is coupled with the introduction of the moonlight tax bill to aid the owls in the increased supervision hours. So if the birds breed any mischief in Telltale's news, she is to lie that the new tax is a tithe to be taken to the gods by Falcon during her next visit to the skies. So, declining the current job given by Redstring, Telltale accuses Redstring of being a turncoat. So he had promised not to touch Osogo, but the owls attacked him. That is making Telltale look bad because earlier she had been spreading propaganda against Osogo on Redstring's instructions. So it makes it appear like Telltale is in a league with owls, which attack Osogo, as a result of which the Daybirds don't trust her any longer. So there is also another character, dear students, that is Arumtidi. So Arumtidi enters as the two argue about Telltale's current assignment and displays a little wit which impresses Redstring. So Arumtidi is the ground hornbill, I believe. So again, what also happens is that that is soon after Arumtidi enters, that is as the two argue about Telltale's current assignment and displays a little wit which impresses Redstring. So he says that if you cannot convince them, confuse them, and he laughs. So Telltale lives in disgust, but Redstring stops her in her tracks with a new threat. So Redstring claims that she has declined the current job because the pay wasn't good enough, and besides, she has betrayed other birds by revealing that a protest is fomenting. So Telltale threatens him, that is by telling him that you will pay for this, you will. But Redstring and Arumtidi laugh sarcastically at her as she exits. So, icked by Redstring's current association with Telltale, Arumtidi complains that Redstring had ignored his warning not to trust Daybirds. So Redstring apologizes, explaining that Telltale has the advantage of appealing to the emotions of Daybirds. They trust her because she warns them of danger by hammering on trees. So Arumtidi advises him to ban hammering. So that is Arumtidi advises the Redstring to ban hammering or tax it or even arrest that is the birds that hammer. So Redstring then sends Arumtidi to spread propaganda about the moonlight law in return for a rat every night served with delicious soup at the royal trees with the king for the next 7 nights. So in this case, Arumtidi becomes the chief propagandist. Then another thing is that Arumtidi agrees to lie to the other birds that his news about the moonlight law is a revelation from the gods. So if they look unconvinced, that is, he comes up with a very smart way to even convince the birds. If that is, if they seem unconvinced, and he says that if he can't convince them, then he confuses them. So he then voices his fear about rumors he had about turncoat owls. And Redspring says that the loyal owls have a strategy to take care of the turncoats. Then what follows is that Arumtidi suggests that he can spread some propaganda about the intractable owls too, but Redstring says that they ought to take care of one enemy at a time. That is according to Strategy 66 in Royal Owl's book. That is how to hoot a strategy song. So what happens is that Redstring is disturbed by Osogo's flute, which is heard in the distance, but Arumtidi assures him that the Moonlight Bill will soon take care of that. It will introduce a curfew by which all birds must be asleep by sunset. So Redstring exits, leaving Arumtidi praising the Moonlight Bill with Honorable Hornbill and how it will ensure safety for all. So The major events that we have in this, that is Act 1, dear students of Parliament of Alls, that is Osogo and Red Spring in a supremacy tussle over day and night laws. There is also the Red Spring threats to Telltale of treason charges and accuses Oyundi as rogue. So there is also another major event in the act, that is the ills of Parliament of Alls are exposed. Hooting and looting, that is hooting and looting, sorry. So Arum Tidi, again, that is another major event. So Arum Tidi, the ground bill and chief propagandist, betrays fellow Davids by spreading lies from the royalties. Then lastly, Moneybags introduces and sponsors the controversial Moonlight Bill. So in this act, dear students, Act 1 introduces the main conflict as well as a number of sub-conflicts. So in this act, we learn that there has been a massacre of weaverbirds, as a result of which there is dissent in the bird kingdom. So the daybirds, led by Oyundi, are preparing, that is a protest. And we also have some owls who are also joining the protest, that is the rebel owls. So to crown this, the loyal owls are coming up with a new bill to try to control the daybirds. And this is what we call the Moonlight Tax Bill. So they want to counter the daybirds before their protest. So the bill seeks to shorten the hours of day, that is by 4 hours, from 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. So these are ostensibly to give the owls more time for inspection. So another thing is that this is indeed in word and not deed, because Redstream is already breaking the earlier law by appearing before dusk. So that is the summary of what we have in Act 1 of Parliament of All Students. And please stay tuned and keep it EasyElimu for more episodes to come. That is on the same. So until next time, bye.